Good evening, everyone. It is Chanel and Linda. We are the ParaSisters Circle podcast, and we are totally excited. We have a fabulous guest on tonight. So I'll let Linda tell you a little bit, and then we're going to bring him on.
Wait, what?
His name is Tracy, and he is the co-creator of Paralinked. So what we're going to go ahead and bring Tracy on, and we'll get started. If you have questions, feel free to ask throughout the podcast, and we'll post them so that we can answer them. All right?
All right. You want me to get up?
Oh. Welcome, Tracy.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
All right. So pretty much we are the ParaSisters. Our podcast is a circle. We just keep things going, and we have fun. And you ask us questions, we ask you questions. So what would you like to let everybody know tonight?
I'm just I'm a co-creator of a new social media platform called ParaLinked.com, right there on my hat. It's built by paranormal enthusiasts for paranormal enthusiasts. It's basically myself and Sean Miller, who's a genius. He's been coding since he was like 10 years old, and we decided right after Christmas to get something to bring the community a little bit more together, try to get a hub out there. Man, if you go to the site, you guys would really be surprised with what's on it. We have lots of categories. We have cryptids. You can post your events. You can sell your gear. You can post your evidence and your hunts while you're out there on the hunt. Mediums. We got places that people want to post. Hey, come to our site come to our place to check out and do a hunt. You can post that. Those people can. Just podcasts. You can advertise your podcast. Spiritual readings, tell stories, UFOs. We got off-topic stuff, and it's all free for everybody.
I'm logged on under Indiana Crossroads, so we're on there.
Okay, great. Hey, so I mean, we add new stuff monthly. Just the last month, we took some feedback from viewers because that's what we want. We want people that are using it to give us feedback. What does the community want to see? That is big for us, right? It's free. We're not making anything off this. We're not out for fame and fortune. We're just out to bring everybody together. Everybody we met in the paranormal community has been awesome. And so we started this, get everybody on. We started off with categories. It's basically you can post on it, you can comment on it, you can like on it, you can follow people on it, you can PM people on it. If you go to the homepage, there's a thing called a ghost cam. I don't know if you guys noticed, but
out.
Yeah,
I did.
Did you?
That's really cool.
Yeah. People don't have the mind capacity, or not. They don't. The time frame, right? People would rather watch a 1-minute TikTok video than a half-hour ghost hunt. I mean, if you think about it, really, I mean, that's why TikTok's so big. With this ghost camera, you can actually go on a hunt. This is what I like to do with it. And on our next hunt, I'm really going to be hitting it. You can do a shout out to your team while you're on the hunt, to all the people watching, and you just keep it under a minute, save it to your phone. You go on to the site, you hit the ghost cam, and then it just uploads there. You can put a caption on it. And once you do that, it hits upload file and it automatically saves it into the off topics. So your team can go check that out. But it's also good for evidence. So people the attention span, they don't really want to watch to me anyway, they don't want to watch a 2-hour hunt, or they're going to bounce in and out. Whereas when you're editing your video, you just throw this 30-second or 60-second video of your evidence on there, throw it in the off topic, and it automatically goes in the off topic and people can see the evidence. And you can type in a caption, hey, this is our evidence from 3/23/23, ghost hunt. So that's a pretty big one. Also, you can share all your posts or you can share all the posts from our site to all the other social media sites. There's a little upload right next to the comments. It looks like the upload on your phone to send somebody a video, or you send them a picture. It's the same exact thing. It pulls up a copy button. You click copy. It saves your link. You can go to Facebook. You can go to Twitter. All you got to do is paste it. So you're
See,
sharing it from
I
everywhere.
can't wait to watch you guys keep growing. I'm excited. I really am.
Yeah, no, I mean we are too. We really. I didn't think Sean would build it as well as he has. Not that I didn't have faith in him. I know it's time consuming, and we've really put a lot of time into this. We have people from all over the globe. We have there's an Aussie team on there from Australia. There's a lot of UK people on there. A lot from our countries. Tokyo. There's representative from Tokyo on there. So yeah, we're really excited about it. So
William Steele, do you know him?
I would have to. I'm gonna put my glasses on. he
He's
looks
got,
familiar.
he's posted on YouTube, looks like.
Yep. I see his little link down there. That's cool. That you guys are able to do that.
We do try to add the comments as they come in. We're learning as we go, and if we have questions, we go to Jeremy of I think who runs Things Network. So
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. I like that. So you can actually see the comments. I've been on a few a few so far that you can't see the comments on it. So
we're learning as StreamYard is teaching us a lot of stuff. We've only been doing this since October, so we're fairly new.
yeah, we have a YouTube channel as well, and we're getting ready to roll some stuff out on it within the next month.
Oh wow!
I'm going to do interviews, and I'm probably going to ask you guys if I can do an interview with you one time.
Of course.
But they're going to be pre-recorded, and it's going to be a half-hour straight-up Q&A. No getting off the subject stuff, just straight up and getting people to know you. And like I said, the attention span is a big thing. With my age group, it seems like there was people were more excited about stuff because we didn't have it easily accessible to us, so we wanted to watch the stuff. Whereas now you can just click through everything, So.
I didn't grow up in the age of cell phones.
So. Me neither. No, I agree.
Yeah. I played in the backyard like normal kids.
Yes, ma'am.
I played in the backyard, So I played in the backyard playing with mud and everything, and I'm only 30. So I didn't have my actual first cell phone until I was 16. So
okay. I'll say it again. If anybody has questions for Tracy tonight as we go along, go ahead. Feel free to let us know in comments. We'll post them on the page, and we'll get any of your questions answered. So tonight's conversation is on ParaLink. So let's go ahead and see if we have anybody, and we'll just keep the show going.
Hey, so also, I'm not just a Paralinked social media platform guy. I'm also a investigator with That Paranormal. It's T.H.A.T. Paranormal Crew. It's on Facebook there. You'll see a lot of posts on Paralinked with that as well. I'm co-creator. There's 4 of us: Tom, Heather, Amy, Tracy, or Tracy, Heather, Amy, Tom. However you want to figure that out, right?
There you go.
Depends who's talking at the hunt, right? We're a free hunting people. We don't charge people to come with us for investigations. We do a lot of private investigations. We've got some evidence. You can look on paralink.com at the evidence button. There's a few things on there. And I'm also an investigator with the Warren Legacy Foundation. That's the Lorraine Warren and her grandson, Chris McKinney. They started it up a long time ago, and I got accepted about a month ago into that as well.
Oh, wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, that was really, you go through a whole onboarding process, application, interviews, and stuff like that. So I ended up getting on that as well. And I'm waiting for the first time to go out with them and see what they got, So definitely interested.
I'm all about different investigation styles. I've been investigating for a while now, and so this is my first attempt at having. I started a team in 2000. What is this year? 2001. Yep. So I finally started a team, and I convinced Miss Linda to join us in December. So, but I've been I can't even say. Husband was in the Navy for years, and I just jumped around from location to location by myself.
Yeah.
It's what's fun about the paranormal. You never know who you're going to run into.
No, agreed. Yeah, like I said, I'd say 99% of the people I've met have been positive. We've had one experience where it was a little bit negative. we had a gal not too far from us that had contacted us, and she was thinking she had an incubus in her house. Yeah, it's so demon stuff, right? And I'm like, I don't know. But my friend Tom and my wife Kelly, she's our camera person, and we started thinking that maybe we would go there. And so we met up with her and we talked to her, and she told us the whole story. She felt like something was on her, holding her down when she was laying in bed, and something was breathing on her neck and groping her. Yeah, and her grandma lived with her as well, and her grandma saw shadows. She saw stuff falling all the time, and had a lot of issues. So we thought we would help her. She reached out to us, and that's our job as paranormal community, all of us to work together. If something like that's happening to me, I'm calling every single paranormal person I know to get over there to help me.
Yeah, I'll have 2 or 3. Come on, let's have a party.
So we set up a time to go over to hunt. And another group, and I don't know who the group was. This person had called us. The gal that we were going to help, she had called us, and she's like, "Hey, this other group found out, and they said they weren't going to help her no more if we decided to help her." Oh. And we were like, "Well, that's we still want to help you. We could do it off the record. Nobody knows nothing. We never told anybody about anything." And she said no, she didn't want to do it, and she never contacted us again. I did hear that she had moved like 6 months after that, but I know the thing had followed her from her other house. So that's been the only negative paranormal experience we have had. I'm from Alton, Illinois, so I can only imagine how many groups are here. We are a pretty haunted town in Alton, Illinois. I'm in East Alton, but I know there's some across the river in St. Louis and stuff. So I wasn't going to try to track it down. If somebody wants to be like that, they can be like that. I mean, it's up to that person, individual, at the end of it. If they don't want to reach out anymore, they want to reach out. But that's been the only negative experience I've ever had in the paranormal field. I mean, I've talked to Nick Groff up at Ashmore Estates on a hunt, him and Daniel Kloss, and those two guys are great people. They were nice, super nice to us. I've talked to, a lot of others with starting with Paralinked. I've been on probably 12 podcasts or 13 podcasts so far, and all around the country and in England, and everybody's just been super nice, so, and you guys obviously super nice too. So
yeah, I have a question for you. Okay, so I just found out about this last night. I haven't watched it yet, but my dad told me about it yesterday. So I don't know exactly the location of it because I haven't watched the movie yet. But have you heard of the location of his last name is Speck, Richard Speck?
I've heard the name.
My dad told me that he watched this document, it was a movie but he also looked into it. I guess the whole paranormal team got murdered while they were trying to investigate this building. I don't know. I haven't watched the movie yet. So I was since you said you were from Illinois, I didn't know if you were, you heard of that.
No, my wife said he was a murderer, I guess. But yeah, I have no idea where that took place.
Okay, because I don't know. My dad, he supports me, even though he doesn't really believe it, in this field, and he told me about it, and I was like, but yeah, I guess it's heavily guarded by the state police and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to look that up, try to find out where it is.
Yeah,
definitely.
I called her about it. As soon as he told me about it, I called her about it, and she goes, "Let's go." And my dad heard her, and he just rolled away. And I was like,
I'm all about road trips.
Road trip to Illinois.
Yeah, well, if you guys go, let us know. Maybe our team will meet up with you.
Sounds like a plan to me. Let's go get in trouble.
There you go.
We're trouble together.
So are you guys up by the Bell Mansion, up by Fort Wayne?
We're a little bit further north. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're about an hour. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because Ricky Hilliard, I don't know if you know Ricky or not. Super nice guy. He I talk to him a lot on Facebook and on Messenger and stuff. He's very supportive, and I just didn't know if you knew him. I know they had a big hunt there, or a big con there yesterday, Paracon thing there yesterday. So
Yep, Nick and
Yeah,
Angie, they're the owners, and I was lucky right as they were starting to open up. I did 3 months of and helped them out being their medium, getting the place ready to go. So I can exactly say that was fun. The Bell Mansion is a great place to go.
oh, good. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. We might go there May. We're just, we do a lot of private hunts. We got to check our schedules, and there's 4 of us.
Hmm.
It's hard to get all 4 of us together. Uh,
Hmm.
my wife and I have been doing the most lately because I'm with my wife when we're traveling, and we always throw something in the car. And we like to hit stuff when we're out. So you'll see Facebook Lives from That Paranormal from us. We did all 4 of us did a private hunt about a month ago. And if you look at the evidence category on paralink.com, you'll see one piece of evidence we got from there. We were in an 1880s mansion in Alton, Illinois. And these people have been talking about, seeing shadows and stuff, and their 9-year-old son was there. So we have what's called a anomaly camera is what I have. It's a physical camera that Sean had built for us like 4 years ago. And it's a computer inside of a camera, and you just set it in the room. You set it by itself. It's got an EMF on it. It's got the Ovilus. It has a lot of different temperature gauges and stuff like that. And we happened to set it in the room all night while we were hunting the rest of the house. It was pitch dark, and there's an old original shiffer robe, I guess is what you'd call it, in that room. It's got two doors on it that are closed and very hard to open. But we did notice that an orb was flying around in there. When I was reviewing it the next morning, an orb was flying around in there, and as soon as it hit the door handle, that thing just opens up. So that was pretty cool. So we actually caught that on camera. So that was neat. We enjoy the whole evidence aspect of it, getting it on camera. So
Yeah, and I think some of the best evidence that we should have had between me and Linda investigating was a weekend ago. The one time we didn't have camera going on. The one time.
That's what happened.
It was pretty cool. We were doing the Estes method where I was in one room with a door between us. Well, it isn't an undisclosed location, so I can't tell anything about it, but it was part of a secret society where you have to, give a password, peephole, and everything. Yeah, was walking out of the room from where I had her asking questions. I thought, okay, I'm going to give her a little bit more privacy. I shut the door. I have my back to it. So the next thing I hear is Linda say, Chanel? I'm like, oh God, what did I do? I scared her closing the door.
No.
Well, when I had the blindfold on and my earphones in, and I was sitting like this, pretty much, I heard the door creak through my left ear. In one swift motion, up came the blindfold, out came my headphone, and I looked, and there was somebody sitting in a chair that was by the door. Huh. And then all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that the door was shut. I was like, wait, that was open. And I looked, and the peephole little blocker was up. And then it was like someone let it go, and it started swinging. That's when I said, Chanel, we tried debunking it, and there was no way that she could get her fingers through it. And there was nobody
else. I was clear across the other room. So I was like,
yeah, and wood floor, so you would have heard somebody walking through to get away. So, yeah.
One time we didn't get it recorded.
and you'll notice that's usually when it happens is when you're not recording it. So I'm going to give you a prime example. We were at Ashmore Estates. Our team was. It's like our third hunt, that we've ever done, and we had the EMF. And we had an Ovilus with us and a couple other things, a SB7 spirit box at that time. So we set a tricycle up on the 3rd floor of this as an old asylum, and it's a completely level floor. For an hour, we got this EMF sitting right on top of the seat. We got the Ovilus spitting out words left and right. The EMF's lighting up to orange or red the whole time, And then for about 10 minutes, it just stopped. So we thought, well, we're done here. And tricycle never moved. We're like, come on, move the tricycle, And so our camera person had the phone like this, facing it. And we all decided to go on break. Well, she just lowered the phone down, but it was still recording. So we walk out of the room, And the very next day, we're editing it. My buddy's editing it, and he calls me, Tom, and he says, "Hey, you're not going to believe this." He sends me the video that tricycle. As soon as we got our eyes off of it, it's on camera. It's rolling backwards. It's neat thing. It's on the evidence button there on paralink.com. And yeah, it's just like you said. It's almost like they knew we weren't watching, but they didn't realize that the camera wasn't on. Yeah, we had another evidence like that as well. One of our very first hunt, Tom and I, we were at a little girl who had passed away at like age 8 in the early 1900s in Alton, Illinois, Lucy Haskell. It's a big thing here in Alton. She has a grave up there, and they always say,
I've heard about that one.
Have you?
About her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they say, bring a piece of candy up there. You might turn your back and it's gone. Put it on the headstone. Bring toys though. So we have all we had then at that particular time was the SP7. We had the EMF. We didn't even have the obvious end. We just had flashlights, right? So we were really old school with it. And we set this ball on the ground, and we were live for like an hour and a half. And as soon as he turned the live off, Tom did, I looked down and that ball rolled over to Tom's foot. And you're talking about a 1.5 foot distance, no wind, no sticks, nothing. It sat in that thing sat in that same spot the whole time we were doing that. So interesting. It was interesting.
Hello, Shelly.
Oh, hey, Ernie Pack's on there too.
Hey, Ernie.
I tell you, Ernie and Denise, I'm sure you guys have met them or maybe you haven't, but super nice people. They're both good people. And what they did for Waverly Hills, awesome.
Oh, yeah. Pac-Man, I follow them.
All the way. Those guys are good people.
That's been on my list ever since I started my binders of paranormal history. That's the number one. I can't wait to go.
Yeah,
it's on my bucket list.
It's ours too, and I'm thinking next year will be the year that we actually go down there and stay the weekend and do one night hunt down there.
We were just talking about that yesterday. Linda and I want to see if we can get a few groups together and pay for, because it's not going to be cheap. That's what we want to do next year.
Well, let us know your dates that you guys figure out, and we might be interested going down with you. But like they say, and Ernie can probably attest to this, it's if you don't call like January 1st for a weekend hunt, you're most likely not going to get a weekend hunt. I know they sell out pretty quick.
I keep track of so.
Well, that's how. On January 1st. That's how Randolph County is up here. They open their schedule for the year on December 15th. I already had talked to Kate, and I was like, okay, this is the time frame I want. She goes, okay, well, put me in as 911. She goes, and when it comes midnight on the 15th, I got a hold of her 6 minutes after 12. And the date that I already wanted was taken. But she's like, I'll give you Friday. I was like, I'm taking it. She goes, yeah, I'm almost fully booked for May and June. I go, it's only 6 minutes after. She goes, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited
the good ones.
Investigation.
Yeah, the good ones. They go quick for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Do you have any big investigations coming up?
No. We've got a few private ones that we've been talking with people about. I hate to use this as an excuse, but COVID around here in Alton, Illinois, it had knocked a lot of stuff out for us. And then when the paranormal stuff around here really, really kicked off, and I know it's been kicked off for years, don't get me wrong, but the last couple of years, it seems like everybody just upped their price so much. And that's, it's not a big deal, but our goal is to not charge people unless it's a, $400 hunt and 10 of us can go and we all split $40 each. We're not out to make a profit off it, but there's a lot of places that used to be $400 that are now $600-700. So then we got to charge people $50 or $60 a piece, and they still only want 10 people to come with you. So it can be rough in that aspect. I think if the places that are charging people to come, I think they need to up the amount of people that can come with you, so you still keep it relatively cheap for everybody else. We full teams. There's 5 of us, so that's not a big deal. We can all pay $100 each if we have to go on a private public place. But I just hate charging people more than $40 to go. It is entertainment. They got to understand that. It's also, I compare it to a fishing trip in Florida. You got a guide with.
Don't get me started on Florida fishing trips.
Yeah. Well, you go down there and they there's no guarantee they're going to catch a fish, right? So that's why I don't want to charge people more than what the place should charge everybody together.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to be expecting even more. But I can say, hey, look, we paid the same amount as you. We got some cool stuff on the say we got cool stuff on the SLS. Show them the stuff that we did get, but there's no big slamming doors. There was nothing like that, which you do get sometimes, but not all the times.
We've got an investigation coming up June 3rd at the Sword Opera House and just outside Dayton, Ohio. Now, it's only been open for 6 months. So there's very little evidence. They didn't know it was haunted until then. And we have a friend, Kayla, who's been just recently opened it to the public for investigation. We the 3 of us on the team decided, okay, we'll take some people with us, because there's only 3 of us.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll take 7 more people, because she said it's a huge place. We're talking over 100-year-old opera house.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's got balcony seating, everything. So we're kind of excited for that. But we're just now starting to open spots up for people to go with us, so we can afford it.
No, that's great. Yeah, and that'd be a pretty cool one. Opera house would be nice to go see.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've been talking with her, getting information. At just after 1 a.m. every single night that she's been there, she starts hearing people singing on stage when the lights are up, or if the lights are down, or anything. She can hear people singing. There's the men's one of the men's dressing rooms. She had a 5-gallon bucket looked like it got kicked off the ground.
Huh.
So this is a location that I think so far she's only let 7 or 8 teams. We'll be the 12th as of June to go there. So.
Okay, yeah, no, that'll be a good one. Definitely be a good one. My wife and I are going to London in August, and we're going to take some stuff with us. Obviously, we're not going to go across seas with all our stuff, but we're going to go to the Jack the Ripper area. Okay. We're going to do a live hunt from there. We're also going to Paris for a day we're going to do the catacombs. We're going to see if they'll let us film in there. Even if they don't let us, we're going to be filming something somehow. I'll buy some glasses with a camera on it. You know what I mean?
Body cam. That's what we carry. We have body cams.
Well, yeah, sure. I could do that. And then the Tower of London is the other one. So while we're there, we're going to enjoy our vacation, but we're also going to hit some places like that and share it when we get back. So.
Yeah, definitely want to hear all about that one.
yeah, it'll be fun, And then I think next year we're going to Scotland and Ireland, and I want to hit the castles. Got to do the castles.
There we go.
Thanks, Ernie. I appreciate that, man. You're like I said, Ernie and Denise, very good people, and he's been very supportive. I've sent him some messages throughout the last couple months about Paralink.com and been really, really supportive, sharing it with his group and stuff like that. And it's very appreciative. Getting the word out is a really good thing. So try out the Ghost Cam, Ernie. If you haven't tried out the Ghost Cam, you need to. And that's our exciting thing. Like we said, it's not a TikTok at all. It's our I don't even want to say it's even comparable to TikTok. It's like not even a reel. It's just a 1 minute, up to 1 minute of recording something and giving your team a shout out or showing evidence. And then it goes right into our site. And then you can share that onto Facebook from Paralink.com by copying it, so.
As soon as you messaged me and said that, I was like, I know what I'm doing in the morning. I'll go see what we got going on. I read all about it on there.
Yeah, no, and what we're trying to do too is one thing that we're needing is like I said, this is a free site for everybody, and we want feedback from people. We want them to give us their ideas as well. But we also we're wanting to get more involvement from people. So if you guys have any ideas on how to get more involvement through the site, by commenting and by liking, you'll notice on the when you're on a laptop or a computer, it's set up for the size of the media that you're watching it on. So if you're on your regular phone, you're just going to see categories, or you're going to see the homepage and then the categories, stuff like that. But if you scroll all the way down, there's a team of the month that's on there. Okay. And the goal, we're getting ready to roll that out. Team of the month is teams that are posting on there. You get a certain points for posting. You'll get points for people commenting on your posts, people liking your posts. You'll get points for different categories that you're posting in. That's different content. We don't want everybody posting the same thing, saying, "Hey, we have a podcast," but they post it in every category, right? But at the end of the month, your team wins the prestigious award of being Paralink.com team of the month, right? Because we're a free site, right? But in the future, we do want to be able to send out a couple shirts or a couple hats, as team of the month. And then you also notice on there's a certification category. It hasn't rolled out yet, but eventually it's going to. My partner Sean, like I said, he's probably the smartest guy I've met when it comes to technology. That guy's just brilliant. He's built us a few things for our hunting, which nobody's seen before. Nick Grob, Dan Kloss, those guys looked at it. They thought it was pretty cool. I've been showing it to other people on podcasts, and it's such a good product. And, he's made some echo boxes for us, or echo boxes that, I don't think that's the right word that we should call them that, but I've been using an old 1940s radio that he made into a Bluetooth, has graphics on it. It's on our Paralink.com site too, in the gear section. He actually shows you how you can build one. So if you guys want to build one, go to the gear site on Paralink.com. It actually shows you how to build it.
I'm not tech savvy.
Oh no, hey, and you don't have to be tech savvy to build it. I mean, it's actually pretty simple. You just have to have the right parts and a good hour of time to learn how to do it and just do it. But the certification program on there is our way of Paralink.com. We want to see what people are building. We want you to, if a guy has he builds an SLS camera from scratch. If he builds a SLS camera from scratch, or he builds something that's out of the ordinary as well, and he just wants someone to certify it, he'll send us the documents. He'll send us the equipment. Sean will look at it. He'll go through it and verify that it's legit. It's not just something thrown together that, then the guy can actually say, hey, when he's talking to his friends, he can say, hey, look, I got a certificate here. This is actually certified by Paralink.com, by Sean, who is an engineer and who builds that stuff for a living for the most part, So it's something, it's a bragging thing, just like Team of the Month, Hunter of the Month. I believe that we're having that on there here pretty soon. So it's pretty cool stuff. And like I said, we want people to give us their ideas. You'll see Brian Lewis there. Hey, Brian, he just posted on there. Thanks, buddy. So Brian is we've asked him for much help throughout with that paranormal, getting information on the places we're going to hunt. He has a lot of sources to be able to get that for us, and very appreciative of Brian. He does a great job for us, and he's come to one hunt with us. He can't usually make them, but really a good guy. So I went to school with him too. So.
Well, that always helps. Friends from old times. I always love that. Sorry, I've got people asking me, how do I find you? And I'm sitting here trying to text them at the same time. Like, how do I find them? It's on the banner.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, come to Paralink.com. My email address is Tracy Inman, TracyInman 2016 at yahoo.com as well. You can also email info@paralink.com. You can go to my Facebook page, Tracy Inman, TracyInman. Yeah, I mean, we will talk to you. I will talk to you on, I don't care how we're big. We're growing. I mean, we've really picked up a lot of people, and I don't care how big it gets. Sean and I both made the commitment that if somebody emails us, texts us, sends it, whatever they comment on the main homepage there with any questions, we will get back. One thing that we had been talking about for a while was cryptids, trying to determine if we should put a cryptids or if we should just do like the three main, and like this monster, Dogman, and we decided, somebody put on there, why don't you guys just put cryptids on there? So that made our decision. Hey, we're going to put cryptids on there. So we do take people's advice. We had somebody, there's actually a bio button on there. So when you go to profile, there's there's drop down menus for where you're at.
Have a good night. Go ahead. Sorry.
So you guys, see you later, Ernie. So whenever you're in the profile, you can put where you're from. There's state and then locate, area and state, and then you can put a bio there of what you are. If podcast people or hunters and where you're at. And there's a search engine on the main homepage that you could type in. If you're somebody looking for a medium, you could type in. For me, you can type in East Alton, Illinois, and it's going to throw my name out there. Then they pull up my bio will come up with it, and then they look in it. Hey, paranormal investigator for Warren Legacy Foundation, for that paranormal co-creator of Paralink.com. So if they're looking for a medium, we have mediums on there right now. It's actually it's pretty cool, and you're a medium, so it'd be great if somebody gets on there and looks up your area in Indiana, and you get some work from it.
Something I don't know if in this area we have what's called Paraunity. We have in October.
Yep.
We've got Hannah House celebration in August, and then we also have Indiana State Sanatorium is doing a paranormal.
Oh.
As well. If you had a QC code or something, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We could actually hand out a flyer or something for you. If you have the QC code, people could scan it right there, hand it out from my booth.
See, and that's why we accept ideas. So, QC code. Okay. I know Sean had mentioned that once before, but we've never really dove into that yet because, we're only 2 months old. And there's a Paracon in Anaheim. Henry San Miguel is a paranormal exposure, I think is the name of his a paranormal perception is the name of his group, and he's a big podcaster and has a radio show and stuff. They're doing one out there, and we had talked something about the QC, the QR code for that as well. So I'm thinking that maybe it's time to do that. If it's technology now, right?
I mean, I've got one for our team. I've got one for my business. I've got one for the podcast, and they're free and easy to make. So
yeah, no, that's a great idea. Thank you for bringing it up. That kind of makes us push for even more for it.
It's easy. If you actually just type it in and look for a free one, the generator you literally click and paste, and that's it. It's easy.
Yeah. So that one in Anaheim, we are advertising there on some banners and in their flyers and stuff. But man, it really would make sense to have the QR code on that.
Yeah, like I said, I run Moonlit Crystals, so we tour different events, and this year's 3 paranormal conferences that we're going to be doing is Hannah House, ISS Con, and what is that? Paraunity. I can't believe I forgot what. Linda's on the board for Paraunity, so I feel bad I forgot.
So where's the Paraunity at this year?
In Peru, where at the Miami County Fairgrounds in Peru. That's where it's
Peru,
held every
Indiana.
year.
Okay.
It bounces around from team to team, planet.
Yeah, we would like. I mean, that's not that far from us, I don't think. So that might be something that we might attend this year. We'll talk to you offline on that, but.
Yeah, Linda's on the board, so she would be the one to know all the information.
Okay, great.
Yep. And then
Yeah,
the
that's
Paranormal Day celebration. That's in Indianapolis at the Hannah House. So
yeah, Hannah House is a big one. It's usually the second weekend in August, and I think they said last year that they had almost 8,000 people come through. I mean, for Hannah House just now recently opening back up 3 years ago after being closed for
Yeah.
10, they've done some remarkable cleaning it up and making things so.
Do you know what dates those are for that one there? And that's in Indianapolis, you said?
Yep, that's in Indianapolis. For the last 2 years, it has been the second Saturday in August.
Ah, we'll be
So,
in Paris and London at that point in time. Darn it.
but get me your flyer. I can print some off and put it at the
October
booth.
20,
I will get that for you. So what we've
October
been thinking
20th.
about, yeah, we've been thinking about making up some banners and mailing them off to people. So that might be what we do then. Thank you for that.
You're
So,
welcome. So, what was you saying, Linda?
Para Unity is in October 23rd this year.
definitely interested in all of that. And thank you for mentioning that. With the Warren Legacy Foundation, I was wanting to mention something as well. That we're not allowed to talk about hunts or anything like that, or what we do in that aspect, but we are allowed to say, hey, if we know of anybody out there that have some serious stuff going on at their house, and if they're not unable to reach anybody, they can go to the Warren Legacy Foundation on the internet, look them up on the website. There's actually a form they can fill out, and they will call them and they will talk to them. I had a woman from overseas contact me, and I don't know how she got. I think she came through paralink.com and saw my name, and she was saying she had some stuff going on in her house, and I'm like, okay. And it just so happened it worked out just right when I was getting into the Warren Legacy Foundation. I was able to get a hold of talk her through how to get a hold of them, and I know she did say that they contacted her. So that's awesome. So they are helping her, and it's a very good organization. Some paranormal teams are maybe not as, my team's 6 years old. Your team from you said 2001, I think you said you started. You guys are very
my first team. Yeah.
You guys, you're very vested. You know what you're doing, but you don't want to get somebody out there that just started going to a house that really is serious enough to hurt somebody. So, but we always put that out there. We want to let people know if you have to reach out to somebody, if you've already gone through our network of paranormal, that's another option. So please contact them if you need to.
She likes your kitty. Did you see the comment?
Yeah, I saw the cat.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've probably been doing this for, he was in for 16, so since 2002.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I finally got up to the courage to join with friends. I was like, okay, let's do this together. I don't have to do it alone anymore.
So what made you, or how did you realize that you had that talent?
I was born with it.
Well, yeah, but when did you first realize?
When you walk into your mom and dad's bedroom and you look right at them at like 3 o'clock in the morning and go, Grandpa just died. And they go, what? I was like, yeah, you need to call Grandma. And my dad calls my grandmother and he goes, we gotta go over to Mom's house. Dad just passed. And that was when I was 3.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I guess I was creeping them out before that, but that's the one that I actually remember. Like I said, it's how life is.
Well, yeah. I mean, have you ever had anything like really, really creepy that you've seen or anything?
You're talking to a death witch. Now ask me what my definition of creepy is.
Well, yeah. I mean, something that to outsiders would be like, that would scare the hell out of us.
Well, my familiar is a demon. So to others that could be creepy.
Yeah.
You look at me going, so it takes a lot to creep me out. I have him with me all the time.
Really? Oh wow, that's interesting.
But I mean, when people think demon, there's not just one type. I'm a different person from Linda, and she's a different person from you. So my whole life has been weird.
Yeah, no, I bet.
Let's see, what's the kitty's name? Hey, Rod. We'll put Rod up here. They want to know your kitty's name. Boots. But I'll shoot the question back to you. What's weird about? Have you had?
So you know, I didn't have anything that early. A normal kid. You grow up with the banging and stuff in the house. You don't realize what it is. We lived in up by Clinton, Illinois, and lived Farmer City was the name of the town. We lived there in a 2-story house right next door to a funeral home, and there was weird things that went on in that house. But you're just a kid. Ghost stories. Families over, cousins over, and all that stuff. And they're always hearing stuff. I do know after we moved out of that house, there was one of the closets after they were tearing it down had a passageway to the funeral home. So whether that was maybe the funeral director when they built the funeral home, owned that house, whatever. But that was kind of creepy finding that out later on. But to me, I grew up, didn't really think about it. I had my minds on sports and all that. And I do remember like when I was 13 or 14, kind of looking out of the bedroom at my mom and dad's house, and I saw a white shadow figure out there. It looked like an old man, and he just walked through the living room. I could see it from my bedroom right over to my mom and dad's room, right past the living room, and he just walked right into their room. And I know it wasn't my dad, so I just covered my head, and lay there for 5 minutes, hoping it doesn't come back. But I just had so much going on in my life that it didn't really affect me that much. I didn't really open up to it. And about 6 years ago, 5.5, 6 years ago, my buddy Tom, just out of the blue, he had contacted me. I was at a point in my life where I had absolutely nothing going on. And he's like, hey, you want to go ghost hunting? I was like, ghost hunting? Because I didn't watch the Ghost Adventures. I heard about them, but I never watched them or anything. And I was like, well, yeah, I didn't really have, I hadn't talked to him for like 4 years prior to that. And, we were best friends growing up, but we were kind of good friends, all through our lives, but I just hadn't talked to him. And the first thing he called was about that. So, went with him and just got addicted right then. Right. But I was still a skeptic. I was a skeptic up until I saw that tricycle move on its own. I wanted to go there. I was debunking everything left and right, and I still debunk everything when we're there. Don't get me wrong. I'm the one out of all of us that's like, no, that's not real. That didn't happen, But, like the orb hitting the door and the door opening, that's something I can't, that's just odd. And the door will not open unless you really pull on it hard. So yeah, the last 6 years is just, I've dove into it, started meeting people. And the one thing I saw from other people, not from me, because I told you I've only had one negative experience, but I've talked with other groups that, ego's a big thing with a lot of people. They're like, why are they charging $100 to go hunt something that typically is only $40? Or it is what it is. If people want to pay that, hey, good for them and good for the people that are doing it. And nothing against it one bit. If that's what they're doing, that's what they're doing. But I had enough people over the last year contacting me about negativity on their end with stuff, and that's, like I said, I talked with Sean, and we decided to build this to bring it as a hub, to bring it together. You can go to Facebook all day long, and everybody has a page on Facebook for paranormal, and it's just like, you type in paranormal, you're going to get 10,000 pages, different pages of teams and all that. And that's awesome that exists, but you're never going to go to Facebook to say, I want all the paranormal people here. No. You're not going to get them. And then you're going to have to get invited. You're going to have to do that. We don't even ask for anything on your, when you sign in other than an email address and a password. and that's it. We don't, as of right now, we're not asking for your personal information. You have that choice in the bio. When you open up the profile, you have your choice to put that information in there. Hey, here's my name, here's my number. But we don't ask that. That's your guys' personal information. We don't want to. We're different too from those other social media sites because we don't want people on there advertising about. I always use the mattresses, right? If you looked up a mattress 2 hours ago and then all of a sudden here's an ad for a mattress in the middle of Facebook while you're trying to talk to somebody, we're not going to have that. We're just straight up for the community, period. That's what we're.
I mean, it's different. It's something that
Oh, I lost you.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you now.
In truth, it's something that the community has been lacking. I mean, you can go from stuff.
You're breaking in and out.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Does that work better? No.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
My battery was dying. Okay. What I was trying to say is, like, it's something the community was most likely site to site, and still not have everything in one place.
Exactly, and this is a hub. I mean, this is the hub. There's millions of the paranormal people out there, right? If you go to Facebook, you're going to know it just because of all the different pages, but you're never really going to know it by each different team. I'm happy just picking up the average that we're picking up a day right now, which is great in users. But we just keep growing and we keep picking those people up. We need people to spread the word about it and get it out there. I mean, like I said, I'm extremely happy with what we've gotten so far, and I'm thankful for everybody that signed up and put their stuff on there. We had on the homepage, right when you open it up, there's a comment section, and we had one comment about they didn't like the fact that people were advertising their stuff on there, their future hunts and stuff. And we're like, we want them to do that. That's why we have a section for events. Go on there. In the medium section, they were actually, I think they were referring to that as well, because mediums were putting their information on there. Hey, contact me. I'm in this area. We want that. Why wouldn't we want that? So we're not going to please everybody. But where we're at, we are two guys that are normal, down to earth people trying to help out. And we will answer you guys if you call us, or if you message us or email us. We will always get back to you. So
you're easy to get a hold of. I know that. I've been talking to you for a bit now.
Yeah. It's great.
I've enjoyed the website so far, and I know bigger stuff is going to keep coming. You guys just keep rolling out with the ideas, and I may not log on like every other day, but I'm at least there once a week checking what's new.
And if you guys, when you do join up, and you're on the homepage, there's a little play button in the Paralink. I don't know if you've watched that or not. It's a video that it kind of explains. It's artificial intelligence. It's the guy that's talking is an AI figure that Sean had made up. Explaining it. It's pretty cool. It's only like a minute and a half video, just kind of talking about stuff. But if you guys get a chance, watch that. And if you want, comment on it and say, "Hey, a great video, Sean," or something, because he's proud of that. I'm proud of it. It's a cool video. He really surprised.
I'll definitely go on and make a comment tomorrow because I know I've watched it.
Now, have you guys heard of the Paranormal Awards that they have?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two, and it's neat. We've only been in it for 2 months, so I'm actually going to be presenting one of them. I'm not going to say anything about that. So, but Paralink.com is presenting one of them. So we're into getting ready to make up a cool video for it.
That'll be nice to watch. That's always fun.
Yeah, and it's neat. You see people on there that you've talked to before, and you're like, oh man, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
One thing I can say about the paranormal community, it's growing besides what you find on TV. It's
Yeah.
more people are getting interested in it. More people are going, okay, I know you do this, but I'm not shy about coming out and asking you questions now.
Well, it's not as taboo as it used to be. You
Mhm.
have the groundbreakers, from the last 20 years getting in it and doing the, really the rough work of opening it up, the hard work. We had somebody from Tokyo message us and she was like, she's not allowed to talk about it there, about the
Mhm.
paranormal. They get lambasted for it, whatever. And so she's glad paralink.com doesn't ask for all her personal information and she's able to get on there and post away. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, the groundbreakers were awesome. All those guys and everybody and everybody's taken off right now. Paranormal is big time taking off, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's here to stay.
Oh, it better be. Otherwise,
Mhm.
I'm going to be the weirdo singled out again.
No, and that's
And I'll
and
go
you
take Linda with me.
and you just made a great point right there. Right there were people I've talked to for a long time that they're like, hey, they thank us for doing this paralink.com. There's been a few of them just like the guy from Tokyo, but they felt like an outcast.
Mhm.
There was nowhere to go. And then they talk about how Facebook, changed it around, which is great. They did that as well. About a couple of years ago, it really started kind of kicking off. But yeah, they're glad that it's into the norm now and it's accepted. And there's millions of us, millions. If we can get, if I get half the people to sign up for paralink.com to show the growth and to be able to advertise that as look at all the people that are in this community. I mean, that would be so awesome. You can go to Paracons, you can go to all that stuff, which is great. And you're going to have a lot of people, but you're never going to have that one place that has them all. And that's what we want to be. We want to be that hub where everybody can come to. And we're on, we're not out to make a killing on this. Everything's free.
Mhm.
We're doing this, the only time it'll ever cost anybody is if it starts costing us.
Yeah, well, that's understandable. I mean, the internet is we don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow. And I'm saying this from someone who works in the cable industry, and that's what I sell all day long. Do you
Yeah.
want internet?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I agree with that. I agree.
yeah. Well, we're actually getting there to the end of the show, so we're going to just kind of wrap it up a little bit. We do have another show on Things Network that goes on right after us.
Okay.
So, Linda, if you want to go ahead and wrap up, we're good.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. As always, I'm Linda.
I'm Chanel, and our guest tonight is.
Tracy Inman. And hey, just so you guys know, I actually am a songwriter as well. And Tuesday is supposed to, I'll let you know off the record, through the messenger. There's supposed to be one on the radio starting Tuesday, country music. So I'll let you know when it's coming on. You can listen to it.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us, and have a good night.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.